Well, like any addict, we're back. This is not my usual support drink. Heather, I almost didn't make this video for you, but I'm addicted to the way you make me feel. So, we're here anyways. Full glam, if you can't tell. I have done the last 3 modules of Phase 1 for my Founders Club community, which is for gym owners, studio owners, fitness business owners, to be able to have self-development in a lens by a 10-year-long professional who is a licensed counselor. And I think it's really good. Phase 1 is for future orientation so that you can stop living the rat race of day-to-day operations controlling you and finally step into the future self that doesn't have golden handcuffs. Heather, I don't feel like you have golden handcuffs, but maybe that's all mental. But you camping all the time, that does not sound like handcuffs to me. So, Module 8 is around fear as information, the growth edge. And I really wanted to touch on everybody's signal and noise when it comes to the boundary of their comfort zone, ending up feeling like absolute hell. Okay? There's a different fear between the danger of stepping into traffic and a growth edge fear. And in Module 8, we kind of address that. We talk about that. So I'm very excited to be able to address how to start looking at, is the fear growth or danger? And in Module 9, we talk about the operating system and being able to move through all of the stuff that we've done so far and put it in as a review instead of a plan, being able to have a weekly meeting with your future self and actually have some kind of review. How were the last few days, right? And so in Module 9, I kind of cover how we're going to start addressing 5 key questions. I want you to take just like 20 minutes to just talk about, what did I do this week that moved me forward in my future, right? What I did this week is I made all of the modules, and that moved me farther than I have come for the last 6 months. So even though it has been frightening, and somebody definitely said that I'm using AI slop, I did it anyways. Question 2 is, where did I shrink back, fuse with fear, or avoid? I put off making this video. All of my other videos for the week came out early in the morning because even when I burned the boats and committed action, I got it done before noon. It's 2 o'clock on a Thursday, and honest to God, I did not want to make this video. Question 3 is, did my actions match my values this week? Where did they not? I'm trying really hard not to scroll and have value in fun. And I believe when you have meaning and purpose, you tend to have a lot more enjoyment in your life. So my action has been to stop scrolling and to make these videos to you, Heather. So thank you. Question number 4, what boundary did I hold well? What boundary did I drop? Where do I even begin? I held on as long as I could about not going to the gas station and getting my emotional support drink. But at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and some motivational videos on Instagram and a couple not so nice words, I definitely dropped the ball, but I did definitely do all of the modules. So winning for me, I guess. Question 5. What is one thing I want to be true about next week? Oh, that it'll be easier. Is that a thing? It's not a goal and it's not a task. It's definitely I don't know. I want next week to feel like I'm choosing to be doing all of the modules and not reacting. And finally, in module 10, it's all about being able to articulate your future. So in module 10, I encourage you to articulate how you've decided to like make this change and be able to make a video and either share it with somebody else or share it with us in the community. Who am I becoming? What am I building? Why it matters beyond me. Those 3 questions are so important to answer in like a 60-minute clip, because when you say things out loud, they become reality. I can't tell you how many people I have had, Heather, you've probably had, right? In therapy or in a practice where people trust you to say out loud the most vulnerable things. Saying it causes such release for them because it makes it real, right? It makes whatever that trauma or that belief or concern, fear, right? All become real. And what I want for people is to make their future the real reality. So being able to courageously go through who do I want to become? How do I articulate that to the next person? And include stewardship, which requires witnesses. You can't pass on something you're holding on to when no one knows that you're even holding on to it to begin with. So, those are the last 3 modules in my future phase. Obviously, as I'm teaching this to people in the community, we go in a lot farther depth, and you'll be able to meet with me for Q&A, and you'll be able to have the whole community's, comments, connections, to be able to understand, how am I willing to move through this process, because it's really scary. So that's all I have for you today, Heather. Phase 1 complete. I think tomorrow I'll have to take some time and I'm going to make an actual video at the end of the phase for like the capstone project of basically like a 7-day future blueprint type thing to be able to give people some kind of, I don't know, end of the phase project, if you would. I think that's how school really ends up working out, if you were to ask me. So hopefully your day is going better than my day. My day hasn't been too bad. I'm not going to lie to you. The morning was chaotic, somber, I think is a word, sad. But went outside, touched some grass, sat in the sun with my dog. If anybody of you do not know, I own an Alaskan Malamute. Heather, if you don't know, I own an Alaskan Malamute, and I think you own a dog. Can't remember if you told me whether or not you own a dog, but my Alaskan Malamute is not a husky. She loves to just lay in the sun. She does not like to take a midday afternoon. And I take that opportunity to sit out in the sun with her and do some journaling, literally touch some grass and enjoy my life, because the internet's going to cause you to think that there's so much extremism happening and that you're doomed. The world is ending. World War III is upon us. AI is taking your job, what have you. And then you go outside and you touch some grass and you listen to the birds and you're like, clearly this is way better than being on the internet. So hopefully you also got to go touch some grass, and while you're camping, I hope that you touched all the grass. So thank you so much for your time, your consideration, your ever-ending positive support. I can't tell you how much positive support and growth goes so far compared to just saying negative or belittling or just making outrageous comments. Heather, I'm not saying that you do that, but you could be a lot meaner and you're not. Which is just a PSA to everybody else that I could be worse. Be good or be good at it, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.